Welcome back to the Everybody Podcast, everyone. Today we have Vic Ajegu. That's it. Okay. You introduce yourself, cuz.
Hi, I'm Victoria Ajegu. Just in case you guys don't know how to pronounce it.
Okay. Who are you?
I am an influencer. My Instagram is OneVic0. ONE.
Selling the brand.
I
This is joking. But yeah, you're an influencer in what space?
TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. I might be considered an Instagram model. I don't know.
How did you even get into it?
How did I get in? It really was COVID that really started everything. I was just in my room, and I was like, if they can do it, I can do it. That's really what started it all. And then, just started getting really popular. I blew up like twice. I had like a 3 million video.
Oh, wow.
I had another 1 million video. And then I got banned.
You got banned?
I got banned like 4 times.
5 times?
Because they thought I was a minor. That's what happened. So I would be wearing crop tops, and then they thought like it would be like a minor that was wearing it, so they would ban me. But now I'm doing pretty well, and then like just recently I got had on Instagram. That's why I just switched into Instagram.
Yeah.
I just hit like a big mass following recently. One of my posts hit like 80,000 likes.
Oh wow.
So now I'm really more on Instagram than anything. Yeah.
You're not getting bad on Instagram?
Hmm?
You're not getting bad on Instagram?
No, Instagram loves me. Like I've been getting all my brand deals just for Instagram. I should have been on Instagram. Like I don't know what I was doing.
Being banned 4 times is crazy. I said being banned 4 times is crazy.
No, it was crazy. Like the first time I got banned, I was really sad because I had like 250, maybe 300K on TikTok.
And you had to start from scratch?
Yeah, I had to start from scratch. So I was like bawling for like days, and I had to pick myself up. I was like, you can just start over. And I did. Interesting.
So for you to be able to like start over and over again, you had to have like the formula or like the recipe. So what's the sauce?
Like your followers, once they see you, they're like, oh, I've been looking for you. Like, what happened to your account? And they just start following you again. And that's really what happened. Like, I have people in my comments like, oh, I've been looking for you for like months. And I just showed up on their free page, and it's like an instant follow. But it's also really nice to get banned because I'm only saying this like as a small micro influencer to get banned because then like new people find you as well. So it's like you're getting your old people and then you're getting your new people.
I see.
And then you got new people following your other social medias. So that really helped my Instagram, honestly. So I'm actually really happy I got banned.
Interesting. So what's the appeal though, like that make sure then continue to search for it? Like for a guy I might want to see funny videos or like
it's just because I'm pretty.
Pretty.
I really think that's what it is.
Pretty privileges.
Men are really like gullible though.
Men are gullible.
Yeah, they like seeing pretty people. Like I think so. Like a lot. I'm not saying all men, but like a lot of men, they like looking at pretty women, and they'll follow me, and they're like obsessed. Like I've had someone say that they'll drink my bath.
Yo, what?
I'm so serious, and I've showed it to my friends. I'm like, this is really strange. But there are men out there that will literally like kneel on the ground and walk on.
Yo, what?
It's very strange. Like I think it's very weird, but it's like.
That's crazy. It's probably Kona playing in this most basement playing video game.
Yeah, but it's fun because they'll like I'll put like my Cash App somewhere and they'll send me money. And it's just because I'm pretty.
So would you say pretty privilege is a thing then?
Oh yeah, for sure.
100%.
Whoever denies that is just.
What?
So where besides like social media has that helped you?
Besides social media, honestly, I mean, privilege is everywhere. Like that's why girls get into clubs and other people don't. It's really your preference because one person might find you really ugly and the next person won't. Like will think you're like the most beautiful person on this earth. But like some people, they're just pretty. Like no matter what you say, they're just pretty.
True, fair. But that's more like a general, like everybody's always going to give the example of people at the club, like people get in section. Yeah, that's normal. Yeah. But I'm talking about like personal experience where you're like, that's interesting. That definitely happened because of the way I look.
I wouldn't say anything like off the dome that I can remember. Like I feel like it's just really party wise. Like I've like walked up to a party and some guy was like, oh yeah, I want her, and he made me pay. He didn't make me pay, but he tried to make all my other friends pay. And I was just like, that's really strange, like or stuff like that, or like men will be like, oh, you can go in front of me, even though the line's really long. Stuff like that. But nothing off the dome. Like, I haven't gotten, like, a job. I don't know if that's pretty, because most of the people that interview me are, like, women. But I do like male interviewers because, you know, I'd be, like, flirting with them. You have to, like, smile and be like, wow, that's really interesting. You know, really engaged.
What would you describe flirting to be?
Not like flirting like, oh my gosh, you're so cute, but it's like, wow, that's so interesting. Like, do you like where you work? Oh wow, me too.
Have you done that to like skip a ticket? Have you done that to skip a ticket?
I've never gotten pulled over by the police. I'm a very safe driver, but I just got my license like 2 years ago, maybe less.
Okay.
Actually less. It hasn't been 2 years. It's been like 18 months. I just got my regular license.
Yeah, ladies do that all the time. Like, it's girl told me she did that 4 times to police. She got his number 4 times. And I was like, what?
They'll just start flirting. They'll let you go. You just have to know how to talk to folk, and they'll let you buy.
But I mean, you know, it sounds all, you know, rosy and all. But do you ever like have like situation where it makes you feel uncomfortable because, like, you know, guys are, you know?
Yeah, I'll have men like come up to me. Like, men don't know how to flirt. I think that's what men's problem is.
Men don't know how to flirt.
A lot of men don't know how to flirt, and it's bad. It's bad down here. Like, the men down here don't know how to flirt.
So how should men flirt?
Like, I was in the gym. Like, this literally just happened. It was so weird. I was in the gym with my friends working out on my day off, you know, because, like, I didn't have soccer practice. So I went to go work out. And this man came to the weights, and he was staring at me for, like, 20 seconds because I'm in the middle of my set. So I'm looking up. I'm like, can I help you? And he's like, oh, like, hey, what's your name? What? Like, you couldn't even let me finish my set. And then he's like, trying to introduce himself. I'm like, no, I'm good. Because that's really weird. Why would you come from all the way where you were from to stand in front of me to then stare at me?
That's funny.
And try to like get my number. I thought the staring was weird. Like, you could have.
The eyes are weird.
Or you could have been like, oh, are you done with the weights? Like something normal. Like, are you done with the weights? Are you using this area? And then you could have been like, oh, what's your name? But no, it's the fact that you stood there, you were staring at me. That's weird. Like, no risk.
no reason. So how should men flirt then? If you could define like the ultimate, you know.
I think you just have to be smooth with it. Like, some men are just really awkward, and that's like okay. Because some women like awkwardness, but like not me. I don't like it awkward. Like, I want it to flow. Like, don't be a weirdo. Like, and don't try to make it seem like, oh, she's not approachable. Because a lot of women, they're approachable. It's just the way you approach them that they're just like, you know, be like, you have to really determine the situation. Like, what, like, for example, men in the cafeteria, they don't have flirt. But like, let's say like she's getting like a soda or something. Yeah. Like, just be like, you know, excuse me, what did you want? Like, get in front of her, and then hand her the cup. Like, you know, be nice. Be nice about it. Be a gentleman. Hand her the cup and be like, oh, you know, what's your name? Like, just make it smooth about it. Don't just walk up to her and be like weird and try to make it like awkward. I don't like that. I think that's really strange.
I have a question though. So if someone's listening right now, it's like taking notes on that, and then he sees you at the cap the next day, and he helps you with the cup thing and everything, but you don't find him attractive, would you still give him the same reaction?
No.
So you're saying
I'm an honest selective?
Yeah. So,
I'm very honest.
So is it selective though?
Is it selective?
Yeah, because the way it sounds, it almost feels like the rule that you're given now is kind of absolute. So somebody's like, damn, now I know how to get fake. I've been always trying, and she's been showing me now. But there's still some selective part to it regardless, which we should always like mention.
Yeah, no, it's definitely selective. Like, if someone doesn't find you attractive, they're probably going to shut you down regardless of whatever approach you use. But, like, for me, I'm just going to be honest. I might be your friend after because you did such a nice approach. Like, I might be like, oh, yeah, I'm Victoria. Nice to meet you. I'm good. But, like, we can be friends. I might say that. But if I don't find you attractive, I'm just going to tell you. I'm very honest. I'm not going to, like, string you along. But I'm only going to get your number if I find you attractive. But I don't really get people's number like that. Especially at this school, because I don't like my name out there like that.
Sure. We be hearing things. I'm just wondering.
I'm better not. I try my best to stay in the shadows.
No, doing a good job. But
I'm doing a great job. Other than my social media, you won't hear anything about me.
That's true.
I'm very like.
Sure, if that's what you think.
I'm very to myself. You don't see me with anybody else but my friends or my soccer team. Like, where do I go where my best friend Vic isn't there, my friends aren't there? Like, Unique or Alana. I don't go anywhere by myself. Like, it's really like my little circle.
I believe you, man.
I'm
just here and asking the questions.
I just want to know what you heard. What you heard?
You said I didn't hear anything. I'm just joking.
You heard anything?
Nah.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Well, it comes to you. Would you rather be like, strung along thinking like, oh yeah, you're gonna get this babe, or you get like the straight up, yeah, I'm not funny, attractive, or nah, I don't want to vibe with you?
I'm unusually honest with myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I like when people are up to the point.
Yeah.
Like, even if you want to lie that you have a boyfriend, just say it right now.
Yeah. True.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me like after we started talking and like, well, I'm actually doing something like just. But sometimes, so this is another thing I'm trying to go out of, right?
Mm-hmm.
This habit of trying to fix people,
Mm.
because every time I always have a reason for somebody being weird instead of just being like, you're just weird, like that's it.
Yeah.
I'm always like, well, I understand. Maybe she feels, oh, he's like 6 foot tall, he can beat me up type vibe, and I'm like, I understand that, okay. Or I'm like, oh, maybe she's just shy, but sometimes it's just like, maybe she's just weird. How about that?
That's that Nigerian man.
Wait, which part?
I don't think she likes Nigerians.
I don't.
She don't like Nigerians. What's the debate with us?
I don't like Nigerian men because most of them, they take, as much as they try not to, they take after their fathers, and they won't admit to their trauma, and they'll just hold on to it, and they'll just keep going. Like, it's okay to admit you need therapy. It's okay. Most people with Nigerian strict parents, they need therapy.
Yeah.
But like, it's the fact that you won't admit it and you won't go change. Now you're acting like your dad, and your dad acts like my dad. So now I'm seeing my trauma through you, and you're traumatizing me further. For what?
Elaborate.
Like, I've had an experience with a Nigerian man where he was just like really like stingy. Like, not even just, I'm not talking about like money, just like with like affection and his communication. He just didn't want to communicate. He didn't want to have any affection with me. It was just like he hated it, and I'm like, is this stemming from your parents? And he's like, why would you say that? Why would you say something like that? Why would you bring that? I'm like, I can't do this, because if you're not gonna be vulnerable with me, like, I understand like it's a process, but you can be like, okay, I'm not ready to be vulnerable. But he was just like, why would you say that you're an abomination? Just stop talking to me like that. He was like, okay, this is not gonna work out, because if you're not even going to like say I need time or something like that, then it's not just gonna work out with me. And then on top of that, like, the Nigerian men think they like can finesse women, like, because they're Nigerian, they can just get women like this and that. They just think they're just so.
Well, anyways,
especially because Campy, look at him, like he's Nigerian, 6'4", like he has advantages.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For me, like, the minute you say Nigerian, I'm just going to dip. I can't do it. Unless you show like qualities off the bat that I don't see in your parents, then I might continue. But other than that, no.
So after that one guy that trying to reflect your dad, right? Has you been with any other Nigerian person?
No.
How long was that?
That was years ago. I think that was years ago.
Like more than 5 years. You
actually wait. Yeah, 5 years.
More than 5 or 5.
I think it's been about 5 years.
Okay.
Because I messed with one back in boarding school. Obviously, that didn't work out.
Yeah.
And then I messed with one senior year of high school.
Yeah.
Before I got into a serious relationship. He was just a hoe, is what it was, obviously. But I haven't messed with a Nigerian man since.
Yeah. So would you say the 5 years ago experience is enough to come up with a conclusion for a whole population?
I'm not basing it off like a whole population. Like, I'll get to know somebody. Like, I'll get to know a Nigerian man. But like, the minute I see any tendencies, red flags, I'm not having it. I can't do it, because I have my own trauma. I can't be working on your trauma and my trauma. It's just not going to work. Especially the ones, because Nigerian people have very real deep-rooted trauma that they need to work through. So I can't be working on my own deep-rooted problems and be working on your own deep-rooted problems. We both need to be working on our own problems separately.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way a relationship is going to work.
Sure.
And then they're so traditional. A lot of them are very traditional. You think I'm going to be a slave? I don't think so. I don't think so.
I hear you. So let's just
Well,
leave
what
this.
are your things? Are you a traditional Nigerian man? Are you developing the modernization? What do you like your woman to be cooking for you in 5 in the morning, or what is it?
See, I hear all those, but I know those are not things. I'm not like, oh, cook for me. But if I want to eat, I'm gonna make my food. Like, it's not even like. I don't really think like, oh, like all the Nigerian men there, like, oh my gosh, you gotta wake up at 5 a.m. Like, that's what our parents probably did, but it doesn't mean like now that's all we're all thinking of. So to make the assumption that all of us are like, oh, this is what we're doing, we want to be all traditional, well, I mean, I see where you have that perspective from because of the experience you had. But now me, I'm like, I'm looking at myself, I'm looking at him, I'm looking at all my friends I know, and I'm like, who is she talking about?
Yeah,
that's exactly what I'm like. Who is she talking about?
I'm telling you.
And then I'm thinking about all my female friends who are Nigerian and not Nigerian that are dating Nigerian men, and they're like, who is she talking about?
Come on, the time of my life.
Yeah.
Maybe no. Maybe it's.
But I understand
Wait, are they from Nigeria and they came here, or are they from here?
Yeah, it really doesn't. I mean, sometimes it really doesn't matter because some people who might have been born here still have that kind of cultural roots because of the household was just bare Nigerians. They ate jollof rice in the afternoon and at night. So like that was their normal vibe, even though they were in America. So it doesn't really like pan out from there. But I understand where you're coming from, and it's okay to have your own experience. But yeah. So what would you say? What would you describe your boarding school experience to be like?
My boarding school experience.
Yeah.
Rough. Survival of the fittest.
Was it in Nigeria? Oh. What in Nigeria?
I was deep. I was in. Where was I? Hold on. In French, Asaba. I was in
Asaba.
Deep.
Yeah. Trenches.
It was very. I didn't have it the worst. Like my siblings, they had it really bad. Like my eldest brother, and my eldest sibling, they had it really bad. Mine was a lot better because my siblings said Jazz 2. No, my sibling said was Jazz 3, and then my boyfriend was in Jazz 2, and then my brother said Vincent. He was in. No, wait, I'm messing it up. No, okay. My sibling said was SS3. My boyfriend was in SS2. Then my brother said was Jazz 3. So I had 3 sets looking after me, basically, because obviously SS2, they're not going to come after me because they're friends with my boyfriend, so they're not going to treat me as like the other people. And like I had other privileges, like it would be time to eat dinner, and I'll still be talking to my boyfriend, and I'm supposed to have been upstairs 30 minutes ago. I walk in, hey, I was just talking to. I don't want to say this name here.
Yeah, that's cool.
Honestly, I actually don't care. His name was God's Power. If you've seen this, I don't think he was going to see this. His name was God's Power. And I got just be talking to him, and I'll just come up like 30 minutes late for dinner. They'll still let me in. That was like some of the privilege I had. Or other people, they'll make them fetch water, like buckets of water, carry them up. They'll look at me, they'll look right past me, call somebody else. So that was the privilege I had. But other than that, like the beatings, the 13 classes was too much. Like waking up at like 5 a.m. because there's no water. So now I have to go to the other side of campus to fetch a bucket of water. But then you have seniors who also don't have water. So now you have to fetch for them as well. But you can't be late for class because you cannot say that I'm late because the senior made me fetch water. That's not an excuse. That's how you get on your knees and you start walking around with your hands up, eyes closed, but you're supposed to be walking around. Like stuff like that. It was really interesting. Honestly, it changed me for the better. Because I was a very shy person before I went to boarding school. So it really opened up. Because, you know, it's just a little small group of people. It was like no more than like 300 people. So you really had to like open up. And there was like inter-house sports. And there was like parties. And like But the only thing really embarrassing was that I was like, when I wasn't that, like I was smart. But like there's people that are 12. And I went when I was like 14. And they were so much smarter than me. I'm out here trying to get first spot. Couldn't get it. I think the best I did was like 5th place. Like that's so embarrassing. Like it's very embarrassing. And then they say, Did you hear that? They say first and last. Like, that's why would you say to someone like that?
That's just the code.
That's terrible. And then you just see the sadness in their face, like that they're last.
And then tell invite your parents.
Like, you know who's last place. You don't have to. You know who's in last place. It's okay.
So what would you, if you could create event, if you could describe events, what would you say was your like best experience in boarding school and like your worst experience? Start with best.
Okay, my best experience was like, I think my best experience was like inter-house sports.
Yeah, that's fun.
I did marching. Oh no!
Oh my, you did?
I did. And my
what house were you? What house were you in?
I forgot. It was the green one.
Green house? Ah.
It was the green. It had a specific name. I completely forgot. If you ask me, usually I probably remember. But now I don't remember.
What role were you in?
I was just. I think it was like second or third.
Okay.
Like I was pretty good at
it.
Like, cause,
you have to be good to be in.
Man, we practiced for like 3 weeks straight, hot sun, just marching. And then one time, the president ended class early, just so we could practice marching. I said, "What kind of nonsense is this? Like, I could have just stayed in. I was sweating." Oh my! But we won. I won inter-house sports. I did the running. And I won like 2 events.
Okay.
And that's actually how I met my boyfriend at the time, because he came to congratulate me after, and I was like, "Oh."
That boy had the Riz.
That
boy had the Riz.
That fandango. He
brought me ice cream, my favorite ice cream, and he was like, "Oh, I saw you running out there. You did really well." I was like, "Hi, nice to meet you." But that was my favorite. My worst moment was when me and this same boy, we got caught during Saturday sports or fitness. We went to the classroom area, and I guess the teacher saw us. Told principal, I got.
How many
I
strokes?
got Jen.
You got what?
I got Jen, which was it's like, and when they told everybody.
Yeah, stay in the middle. Yeah.
Back then they called it Jen. They called me out. They said Noya and God's power. You were caught on campus on Saturday, and they said the time. They're like, "This is an abomination." And he wasn't even there. I was the only one standing there. He made me stand up in front of everybody, and he wasn't even there. He overslept, so he didn't even come to the gathering. So I was the only one being embarrassed in front of everybody. I was so upset. And then I went to class, and here comes the teacher's like, "You can't even solve a math problem, but you're out here with boys." And I was like, "That's so embarrassing." I thought they were going to tell my parents. I was so scared.
They didn't tell your parents?
They didn't tell my parents.
Wow.
They just beat me, they embarrassed me, and they moved on. You go to boarding school. And I know you're both. Are you both internationals?
I'm not international, yeah. Yes.
I went to boarding school.
I didn't get to boarding school.
Public, right?
I went to... Was that a public? It was a private boarding school. But no... It was like church owned.
Oh, so yours is as well?
Yeah.
Church.
So
You went to church one?
Infant Jesus Academy.
Yeah. I went to my college junior seminary.
Seminary was.
So yeah, I was boarding school for like 10 years.
All boys?
Nah. Yeah.
Oh, I don't understand that.
Not the all boys on this.
The all boys, I mean...
I had stories. That's what I'm going to say.
It builds character. I'm going to say that. I mean,
all boys?
Yeah,
I think that's just evil.
It's evil because the survival is
worse.
It's
like,
worse.
You have to survive more.
Because they be like, people think they're hazing here.
That's what I'm saying. Like, nobody really knows hazing.
No, they don't.
People really think they're hazing.
No, they don't.
Hazing, like.
I didn't even go to boarding school and I knew about everything.
Yeah, I mean, nah, boarding school was a different. But I mean, I like mine. I mean, I like mine because that's all I knew. For one, and then the fact that it was full-time boarding school. Like, there were no day students in the second one I went to. So we all knew each other. And even now, we're still all tight. Like, Bobby, boarding school, Tofumi, boarding school. All of us were still tight. Anything.
Dang, I feel terrible. I don't talk to any of them.
Oh, you're not alone.
Like, I don't talk to anyone. But that's just because, like, I don't know. I mean, they are younger than me. So it's like,
I mean,
when did you move here? When did you move here?
I was living here. My parents sent me back. Like, they took me there as a trip and they left me.
Oh, so you're a trouble child.
No, like they did it to all four of my siblings. All four out of 5 of us.
That's why I see grandma.
That's exactly what it was. They said, let's go see the compound. Like, let's go see like what the house looks like. And
that's
like,
mad.
You're going. Like,
We're coming back next week. Don't worry.
My brother was worse. Like, I got a warning, but my brother, they actually like they left him there. Like, they proper left him there. Like, there's no warning. Like, they took him there. They said, you're not going to boarding school. He left him. I remember that he looked so sad.
I bet.
Do you remember your first night?
I remember the first night. It was a terrible night, honestly, because I wasn't. My parents don't cook with spice because my dad has a really like his stomach isn't well, so my parents didn't cook with spice. So the spice level was insane. It was insane. I think it was in the toilet for like an hour. But it was a good night because I came on a Sunday and I had Indomie. Oh man, Infant Jesus food, crazy. Fish roll, moi moi. The moi moi was amazing.
Wow, you went to good school.
Indomie was crazy. Oh my gosh, I would do anything for the Indomie. Anything for the Indomie. Yampo. Infant Jesus Yampo is the best Yampo I've ever had.
Nobody has ever said that school food is good.
No, those ladies.
Good.
No, yeah, those ladies back there they were cooking.
Specific days though.
Yeah, some days they try to introduce spaghetti. Day. I said, what type of American food are you trying to introduce?
Wait, what?
Yes,
Spaghetti?
they try to introduce spaghetti.
Was it
had
jollof?
spaghetti?
Yeah, we had
like,
jollof.
like
Yes,
twice.
That was
a
very
week.
weird. I said, I didn't come here for American food. Like, why are you trying to serve me American food? Like, I don't want it.
We had spaghetti on Monday morning. Spaghetti and stew and boiled egg. Do you remember your time to like the breakfast, the food table?
I remember the time.
What you eat on Monday?
Monday morning. Was every morning was bread and tea.
Yeah.
Nigerians and tea. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Ridiculous.
I didn't like
so
tea.
I've never liked the breakfast. I don't like tea.
I didn't like tea because of boarding school.
Yeah, it was just like
it was cold.
Yours was cold.
Like it would initially be hot.
Oh.
Okay.
Like
that makes sense.
Like,
that makes sense.
Like, when they serve, like so because the way the structure of because everything was just so structured that they had to do things at a specific time. If not, they'll mess up the whole schedule for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
So if breakfast was at like 9. They have to have set up the tables at like 7 or 8 because they have to set up the tables for junior school, for senior school. They have to do both sides, so they have to do it all together. So by the time they set up senior school at 7,
it's already cold.
It's already cold. And I'm like,
oh, mine was always hot, but then it was a small school, very small school.
Yeah.
I think like Monday was like white rice and stew for dinner. I don't remember what.
I think that's what ours too.
Damn.
They were tiny meats.
Very tiny meat.
Nice.
Did you trade for food?
Yes.
Oh, man, I was trading. Like,
yes.
I'd be like, just take
Half rice for meat. Don't play with me.
But
J Sparks.
The problem would be when I would trade the food would be when I'm the hungriest, right?
Yeah.
So when I give you half my rice, that's when I'm starving.
Yeah.
I had to miss lunch because teacher wanted me to stay back to do something, so I got in trouble. Then I have only till dinner. But then I remembered I traded you half bowl of rice.
Now you gotta pay back.
Now I'm like, man, like I really wish I didn't do that.
You see people with like they'll have their own food, then they have another plate, another plate here. Like, oh, God, there's no way you can finish that.
No, those guys be eating up, bro.
Like starvation.
Nah, because there was nothing we didn't like bargain for.
Nah, fact.
Half rice for 2 Noris.
Man,
I used to do that a lot.
Yeah.
I used to sell them like crazy, bro.
I used to sell. So when I used to come from America, I used to pack them.
Yeah.
Because they don't really get it a lot. So I had Crystal like sell them by the box. Man, I used to get so much food. Just little packet. Little packet. Be like 1 fish every week. Because at one point I used to just give it away because they never had it.
Yeah.
But then I was like, why would I just? But this was like my first time there, so I didn't really understand.
Yeah,
but
to wisen up.
Next time I was like, give me your fish roll. I used to sell so much just for that fish roll. I want to meet those ladies because I don't know what they did back there. They were cooking. Little packet for Nature Valley. Oh my gosh! I used to trade so much Nature Valley because I didn't eat bread. I don't eat bread, so so the principal allowed me to have Nature Valley, so no one else had it. It was just me. So I was the only one with snacks in the nurse's office. So I'll be like, okay, you're giving me half a bowl of rice. I'll get you Nature Valley. Don't worry, you won't go hungry tonight. I used to love doing that. I miss trading. I think that brought up the scammer in me.
I think bro just come with everybody. Like even if you went to day school, boarding school, everyone did it at some point.
I'm telling you, I learned capitalism.
No facts.
Without even knowing what it was.
No facts.
So like senior school was when I jazzed up. I was like, time to play games. We're serious with life now. So there's this thing called, what's it called? Milka. It's like a long strip.
Yeah, I know the one. Yeah, I know that one.
Bro, that thing is like 10 naira for one, or 2 for 10 naira or something. Bro, who sell 2 for 50 naira? Like pin pop 1 for 10 naira.
Yeah, bro.
We're selling 1 for 100 naira. Who is gonna tell us that we're doing the wrong part? First of all, you're not meant to have it.
Right.
So we are moving products over here. We've been drug dealers since day one.
How did you smuggle? Like I used to put things in bottles, like the ones that you put it in the bottles in like Ziploc bags, wrap it in the clothing. I was a real drug dealer. It wasn't even drugs that I was selling.
Do you know how
American products?
Do you know how I struggled?
How?
I struggled when I realized they thought I was a good student. That's how I smuggled. So I don't hide because they don't check. They're like, oh, can't see, go in. I'm like, sure, I'm going in. So like literally, I was like, there was some time, like the first time I was mad nervous because I've always been a good boy, like good boy since day one. So like the first time I bought like milk can, I'm like, oh my god, I have to open everything, put inside my pocket, put inside my distance, put inside the under part of my box, put inside my shoe, put inside my slides. And they didn't check. I was like,
A new hack.
My good boy has paid.
Good boy privileges.
My good boy has paid off. That's like putting the bag inside normal nylon, like it's my normal provisions. And just went.
Yeah, they didn't check properly. Like if they really checked, they could have taken a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Were you allowed a phone? Because we weren't. Okay, I had a smoke on my phone, but it got taken because I messed up because I let the older boys have it because I needed a charge. And I didn't have charger, but they had chargers, so I had to give it to them. They're the ones who got it taken. I was so upset. Like I did all that work just for you to get it taken, for you to get it smuggled. Like, and then I had to like go to principal at the end of the season. Like I was like, can I get my phone back? Like, can you please give it to me? He was like, oh, make sure you never bring it back here again. I'm like, I'm not even coming back to school again. So just hand it over and we'll be good. My uncle was outside waiting for me. I'm like, just give me my phone. Because he didn't know I smuggled it either. Because he told me not to. Yeah. So if he found out I smuggled it, I would have been in a lot of trouble.
We smuggled so many. I know we had to smuggle because we had to exchange PlayStation games. So we had to smuggle PlayStation games.
You were playing games?
No, like we're... So there were sometimes people actually had like video games, but they play at night because we only had like 1 or 2 TVs in the wall still. So they will like steal that same.
You had TVs.
No, it was for the like hostel manager, but we steal it and then take it to our room at like 2 a.m. because we know he's asleep, and then by like 4 put it back because we know we're waking up by 5. So, bro, because because I went to 2 different boarding schools and they were 2 different, like those were 2 different lifestyles. So like my first one, that was like primary school, right? Bro, I'm telling you. So we had TVs in those rooms. 1 TV for 1 room. So yeah. So light out though, you can't have TVs on.
So you had light. NEPA give you light.
No, like the school had generator.
Oh, generator.
So light out, like they know when you say light out, it's like 10 p.m. Bro, everybody will carry their blankets. We'll cover the window. So like blackout curtains. We bend that, don't play with us. And then we'll be watching a movie like that till like 4, 3 a.m. That's how I watch Chucky. That's my introduction to Chucky.
What?
Prince of Persia. Bro, I was
y'all had the CDs. Bro. And it actually worked.
Yeah. You know those what's the name of that TV where you like
oh yeah. Please walk.
You know when he shows that sign, yeah. Like, oh my god, all of us here, go sit down, go sit down. Nah.
Because the CDs I bought from the market were never the CDs I bought.
Oh, you what the ABBA made?
They were never the CDs that I bought. Never. Oh. That thing was very upsetting.
That's
your thing. Is it your host call?
This is what? That's my mom calling.
But would you ever like take your child to boarding school?
Honestly, I've told people like I would actually put my child in boarding school.
Really?
Because I feel like it wasn't as bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it was my brother's son, like if it was, I wouldn't take my sibling. I wouldn't put my child with my brother. Like because that was just bad. Like I have scars, but he has like scars, like real like. I have like one visible scar. Where is it? It's like right here.
I still have
it. I got caught. The VP didn't like me. He thought I was like some boy crazed American girl, and he caught me in the boys' dining hall like one time. But I only went to go get more food because I traded for food, so I went to go get my food. He hit me, but he missed my hand. He hit me, and it was with sticks. The stick was sharp, so he hit me. I was bleeding. I was like at the back of the hand. Like, how do you miss that?
I don't think he missed that. I think that was intentional.
Like,
I don't think they care.
They don't care.
I think they care, no. But I would put my kid in boarding school. I think it makes. I think it brings not public school. Not
in Nigeria
not
or
public school in Nigeria. That is ridiculous.
So you're gonna take a trip to Nigeria?
I would, because like I have a house there. Like, hire someone. Like my parents didn't hire someone you trust. Take your kid there and make sure they're safe. Because I think it builds character.
I agree.
As long as it's not somewhere like really bad. Like people leave their kids in places that are really, really bad, and then they're like, "Oh, what's wrong with you? Why are you traumatized?" Do you know where you left your child? Somewhere really bad.
That's right.
And they think like they're not to blame. You're to blame. Like you didn't even check the place out like seriously before you dropped them and left them in another country they don't know.
I mean, so since we started talking, you've been speaking a lot about like trauma and like PTSD and all this stuff. Like, you have your own trauma, so like, how do you like handle it? Do you go to like therapy? Do you even like address it? Like,
I talk to my siblings about it. I haven't myself. I haven't started therapy myself because honestly, I think they have free therapy. I just haven't set it up yet. I just haven't had like the time to do it. Like I want to do therapy, but I just don't have like soccer, and I have to be influencing, and I have to edit, and I'm my own manager, I'm my own social media manager, I'm my own I'm my own everything. So I have all these things going on, and then on top of that I have my internship. So I've been looking for an apartment, I've been looking for transportation, I've been doing all these things. I don't really have time to address like my own problems. So when I have the time to do it, like I know it's there. Like my friends, they know like I have trauma, like they see it, I talk about it because I laugh about it. I think it's funny. Like now it's funny, and then it's not funny. But now I think it's hilarious. Yeah. But like I'm gonna go there eventually because like it's just like it's too much.
But I mean, you say like you are busy right now, you don't have time to like focus on it. But in life though, are you never not busy? Because I feel like you say, oh, tomorrow I'll do it, and then tomorrow it's like a whole new like work to do.
I feel like at one point, like if I probably should have started like years ago, like during COVID is probably when I should have started because I wasn't as busy. Like, I had nothing to do, but now like I have so much all the time, and it's just like it just piles up, and it's just like you don't have time for yourself. But I try to do like self therapy. Like I started talking to myself like on my iPad. Like I'll my own therapist. Like if I had like a good week or a bad week, I'll just debrief, talk on. But I grow my like when I catch myself doing something like I think I'm a compulsive liar.
You're a compulsive liar.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Like sometimes I'll just catch myself about to tell a lie. That doesn't need to be like there's nothing that needs to be lied about. Like I used to do with my parents, like just to stay out of trouble. Like I just make up a lie like on the spot. Like I'm a really good liar, but I try to fix it. Like sometimes I'll just want to say a lie. Like I just want to be like, oh no. But like I don't need to say that lie. But it's like it's ingrained in me to like lie. Like I still lie to my parents like very easily. Like they'll be like, "Where are you at?" I'm like,
shouldn't have done that on you, cuz. Shouldn't have let your secret out, cuz.
I mean, I don't like.
Now they gonna be like, Victor, I saw this. Are you lying to us right now?
My friends don't have social media, but
that's what you think.
I blocked my mom.
They probably have bonus.
My dad, he doesn't even touch his phone, like at all. He will use it in the car at home. Go about his day. Like, he doesn't touch that phone. My mom does. That's why I blocked. She's blocked. But my dad, I don't care about. My dad won't even. He's like podcast. What to say podcast? And I'm gonna be like, it's nothing, daddy. They're just talking to themselves. That's something I would tell him. Like, oh, they're just talking to themselves.
But that's what it is, literally. So
yeah, like, but he'll be like, oh, okay, very good, and he'll go about his day like, won't pay any mind because it doesn't pay bills. Won't pay any mind to it. But other than that, like. Compulsive lying. I fixed it though. I combated it with being brutally honest. Like I'm a very brutally honest person. And then there's other stuff like, but that it only came out really like in relationships. Like my ex, he really brought that shit out. It's probably why we're not together.
What shit out? What do you bring out?
He's just like, I know what I want and what I don't want. Like. I try, like, I want my own, I want attention. Like, I didn't get much of it growing up. So, like, I'm telling you off the bat that I want attention, and you're not giving it to me for what? And it's like, if you're not telling me, like, if you're not communicating to me, like, you're busy, I'm going to get upset. Because, like, why are you not telling me you're busy? Like, as long as you communicate to me what you're doing, I'm fine. Like, you can tell me I'm busy, I'll talk to you later. Like, I won't bother you for the whole day. Like, I'll go about doing my own business. But it's the fact that I haven't heard from you from last night. It's now 5 p.m. And you didn't tell me that you're busy. That's weird. Like, what were you doing? Were you talking to some other girl? Like, what's going on? Like, and it may not be doing that, but like, I'm not gonna assume that off the bat. But like, why aren't you talking to me and communicating with me? Because like, I also don't communicate with my parents. That's also a problem I have. Vulnerability. But I get once I get comfortable with you, it flows. But I'm more vulnerable now because of my friends. Like my friends, I really saw like. That I hold back like my feelings. So now I'm more vulnerable than I am before. So now I really talk about my feelings. Like, I'll tell you all about like, I really didn't like how you did that. But understanding is also a problem I have because like some men like I don't like how they go about things. Like there's this, I'm not gonna talk about it. I was gonna bring it up, but like. I don't. He might see this.
If you're not comfortable, then don't talk about it.
Not that I'm not comfortable. I don't want him to get upset.
Then don't talk about it. Then.
So I'm not going to spread it out. I don't want problems later.
So when you say attention, how would you describe attention?
Just like there's physical attention that I need, and then there's like verbal attention that I need. Like I'm a very talkative person. I can talk all day, and I know that. Like now that I know, I attract very nonchalant, untalkative men. I don't know why. I don't know how, but that's what's come about. Like all the men that I've talked to, like my ex, very nonchalant man. He'll listen to me talk for hours and won't say a word. And I'm like, how? Like absolutely how? And that just honestly, I really don't like that. Like I want us to have a conversation. Like why are you not responding to what I'm saying? Like. I'll go on and on about my day, and all I hear is, "Oh, that's good." Like, what is that? Like, what is that?
Do you verbalize that?
I do. I tell them like, I want us to talk, and like they'll tell me off about like I'm not a talkative person, and I'll think like maybe like over time. I feel like untalkative people like they start talking more over time, but like that was just not the case.
Would you say you try to fix men?
I don't try to fix men. Like I tried to fix my ex, and I did. I did fix.
You did?
I did. Not everything.
What did you fix?
Or
what do you think you fixed?
I fixed his lack of communication. That was a big problem we had. I didn't think he was communicating his friends. Like he would really internalize a lot of things. Like something would anger him, and then he'll kind of like I'll call him, and then he'll kind of be like really like aggressive, towards me. And I'm like, what happened? Like what's going on? And he'll be like, oh, I don't want to talk about it. Nothing's wrong. But something is clearly wrong because I know patterns. Like I know when people are off. So I'm like, there's something clearly wrong. But he wouldn't tell me. And then he'll get over it and then call me like later, like the next day, and be like, oh yeah, I'm fine. Like I'm over it. I'm like, what are you over? Like I don't know what you're over. Like I don't know what the problem was to begin with. I didn't like things like that. But over time, he'll like tell me when there are like problems, especially like with us or like his life. He'll tell me, but like that happened over like of course 4 years, and there's like other stuff like he didn't like talking about his feelings. He didn't want to take me on dates.
Wow.
Fix that. Didn't want to buy me flowers. Fix that. But then I realized like I didn't like that. Like I didn't like fixing things. But our main problem was like distance. He didn't want to fix the distance because our whole relationship we were apart. So like even because he went to a different school than I did, so we were apart the whole time we were together. So I'm like, it's been 4 years. I'm a junior in college. Like, are you like, what are our plans? Like, what do we want to do? And he's like, oh, we're still young. But you don't need to know now. I'm like, I need to know now. I need to course out my life. Like I want to know what's going on. And I know some people aren't like that, but me, I like to know at least that there is an end goal. Like it doesn't have to be right now, but like there has to be like
a plan,
an end goal, like some sort of like, oh, maybe after college we can like look into getting a job together. But he never said anything like that. Like, and he didn't want to. I wanted to stay in certain places. He didn't want to stay in those places. So it was just a constant like clash. And I was like, I can't fix this. I can't fix you not wanting to end this, and I can't do it. So it's just like I had to admit what we both knew, like it was never going to end.
That's valid. So first of all, first question: do you know like your attachment style?
What do you mean? There's attachment styles.
Okay, so like in one of our other podcasts, like the one we did with Adi, about relationship, you should check it out. So we spoke about like attachment style and like how they affect who we attract and whatnot. So, there's some people that are anxious, there are people that are avoidant, and there are people that are secure. So, anxious people are people like, seeking affection, and like, if they feel like they're not getting their affection, they start to like overthink and they start to worry and other stuff. And avoidant are kind of like the opposite of anxious, and those are the ones that like, that kind of distant, they're kind of like, probably like give you attention at some point, and they're like, oh, you're overwhelming. And then secure are kind of like, balanced people, will give you the right amount of affection, so to say. So hence, the question.
I don't know. It might be a mixture. Because right now I'm afraid of commitment. So like, if it's too much.
Why are you afraid of commitment?
It's just because like I was so committed in my last relationship, and I literally just got off. So right now I'm like, I might like you, but if you tell me like you want to be my boyfriend, I'm going to be like, why?
Slow down,
Like why? You don't want to like just do us, like what's going on, or like, but I know I have attachment issues. Like I get very attached easily. I tell men off like that. Like I tell them straight up, I'm like, I will get attached to you if we keep going the way we're going. And I'm like, you don't want me to be attached. If you're not looking to be even a little bit exclusive, you do not want me attached.
So you're like a Joe. You're like a Joe.
A joke.
A Joe.
A Joe.
From you.
Oh, I don't watch you.
What?
I'm scared of you.
You don't watch you?
I've seen the graphic things. He's demonic. That boy is demonic. He needs help.
You sound like a joke, right?
No, he's very demonic. What do you mean you're killing over a girl you haven't met yet?
You should watch you.
I watched a couple episodes of the first season. It was like he was stalking her, killing her boyfriend or the guy. I was like, after he killed the guy, he's out here torturing him in the box in the basement of where he works. I'm like, what nonsense is this? Like, who does this?
Joe.
I mean, and then I heard second season, like the girl also kills for Joe. And I'm like, so you met your match and you're upset about it? That's crazy. But I don't think, like, I can't watch. I feel like it's like watching a Nollywood movie, but like American version.
Nollywood movies are top tier.
No, they're top tier. But like the demonic Nollywood movie, I'm talking about the demonic ones.
The one in
where they'll start cursing you from above, and then they'll have
fly
strike you and kill you. Like that's the type of demonic vibes I get from you. Like, but other than that, I just attachment issues. Just detachment. I really try to get detached, but one thing I'm like, I can detach myself before I catch feelings. Once I catch feelings, it's very hard to detach me. But before I catch feelings, like if I'm like, then you do something I don't like, boy, I will pretend like you don't exist. But like once I catch feelings, it's really over for you. Like I get very attached. I'm very obsessive. I'm not like stalking. Like, oh my gosh, like I knew what he wore 2 weeks ago on this. Like I'm not like that obsessive. But like I'm obsessed with you. Like I want to hang out, like I want to talk all the time, I want to text, like constantly, like that type of attachment. But other than that, like I'm not like crazy. Because I know some people out there who are crazy, slashing tires, like banging doors.
Has that happened to you?
Slashing tires?
Yeah.
No.
So you had someone crazy about you, they slashed your tires?
No, I realized I don't go for crazy people. I always go for people who are like me, but
chill.
Just female. They're just super chill, ambitious, like to talk about intelligent stuff. So I just be vibing for real.
Good for you.
That's finding my match. So I was gonna ask you though, why do you think you attract nonchalant men?
I don't know, because I'll start, they're not nonchalant.
Are you sure?
Like, my ex off jump, he was nonchalant, but like, when I first called him, because he was my friend for a long time, but like, we weren't like that close, so when we rekindled years later, because he moved schools, so when we rekindled years later, I remember we were on FaceTime, and I talked for like an hour or two, and I had to like make him engage in the conversation. So I should have known like off that he was very like chill. But like men now, like there's a guy that I've been like communicating with, and at first he was very like outgoing and like wanting to take me out and stuff like that. But like over time it just trickled into like a nonchalant, chill, don't really like talking vibe, and I'm like, I don't know where this came from. But it's like now I kind of like understand where it comes from, like, cause like he's like an athlete and I'm an athlete, so I understand like where that came from.
So when you notice things like that, do you leave or do you stay and hope for the best?
If I'm attached, sorry, my friend, just obsessed. Anyway, once I figure it out, if I have feelings, it's hard for me to detach.
Yeah.
But I told him from jump, like I literally told him in his face, like I didn't want to like, I was scared to like keep talking to him because I liked his vibe. Like his vibes were really great. You know, he talked to me. He didn't talk to me as much as he does now. Like we weren't talking every day, but we would talk. Like it would be great. And then we would have like he would come over to my dorm, and we would have like I would be doing homework, and he would just sit and talk to me. Like he would just sit and we'll chill, hang out, like stuff like that. I'm like, if we keep going this way, I'm gonna catch feelings. Why don't y'all have girlfriends?
Come to
I
you.
choose to be single.
Like what type of solo? Like, do you entertain? Because I know some people, they entertain people because you're bored. They do entertain people just to entertain people. Do you have hoes? Do you have nobody? Do you have that one person that doesn't want you like that yet? Like, what is it? Tell me, guys.
You the podcasters, but
Me?
Yeah, you go first.
You go first.
Do you want another therapy session? For me personally, it's kind of like for a long time I had like commitment issues. Like for a very long time. Like I've had, opportunity to like, be in a relationship, but like when I get to that point of like commitment, I'm just gonna like slow down, bucko.
Scare you?
So if I'm being honest, it kind of stems from like my own parents' relationship. It's kind of like, oh, okay, I don't want, like, to your point about like, dad, people being that dad and stuff. I kind of about that feel like, okay, I don't want to go down that path and other stuff. So I was like, I don't want to be the one causing that sort of harm to somebody else. And also I didn't feel like, I feel like I'm still young, so like I'm in my head I'm like, okay, there's probably a better person and other stuff. So that paradox of choice. But I think over time, as I've gone to therapy, I've like, read books, I've reflected, internalized that, I have to choose. I have chosen to like not be like, my dad, or like I don't want to be like, my parent relationship. I can be better and other stuff. And with experiencing different people's relationship, like I have adult friends who like have like healthy relationships. I'm like, oh my god, this is actually possible. I've seen it happen. So I think that has kind of shaped me to kind of like, okay, maybe I'll give it a chance. If I'm being honest, I never really thought about getting into a relationship like committed, or even having like a marriage, so to say, to like maybe the last few months ago. And now it's kind of like, okay, I'm understanding like the whole thing. Like I have to be intentional about it, like, because again, I personally value my time a lot because I'm a very busy person, and like my schedule is like back to back to back to back. So it's like, if I'm going to commit to somebody, we have to be aligned. We have to have an end goal. I'm not gonna just date you for vibes. Like,
so do you have a roster?
A roster?
A roster.
What do you mean roster?
Like a football roster. Like you have a first line, a second man, a third. You have a roster.
I said before, when I was like just vibing, I did, but now I don't have nobody. I'm just chill.
You don't have anyone.
No.
Not one person. You can't do that. You have a roster.
People think I do, but I don't.
The way Kemsey be talking to folk, he make it seem like he does.
I don't know what
it. Flirty personality.
I think so. I guess that's what it is, but I really don't. For me, I'm quite set on the fact that I'm only looking for one person.
Yeah.
I always know there's going to be options, either because of the privilege of my height, privilege of what I do as a model, or the privilege of just the way I look. So I always know, there's always going to be options, right? Mm-hmm. But not everybody's good for me. Like, I kind of value myself in this fact where I'm like, you're cool and all. Like, if I was like 4 years ago, we could have.
Yeah.
But like, right now, we're past that.
Gotta be intentional.
We're trying to grow. We're trying to
have kids.
We're trying to do big things. Like, we ain't got time for no.
Maybe.
Oh my God, is this a talking stage?
like
we don't.
Let's get to it.
We're on big boy things now. So I choose to be single. So I was in something like a couple weeks ago. Normally I would just like I would retaliate by getting into something else, but now I'm just like, I kind of actually enjoy myself. Like, I'm super chill. Like, I'm an interesting person.
I think when people get to that phase of just loving themselves, it's kind of like you just love yourself. I think a lot of people don't get to that phase, and then they try to get in like relationship, and I think that's when you have like a lot of unhealthy relationship, or like a lot of relationship where it ends up toxic, or like it ends up in some weird way. So I think like before anybody even commits themselves, I think they have to get to that phase of just chilling in themselves, loving themselves, not trying to have a roster. I'm not trying to join the way. Not trying to have a roster, not trying to like be with somebody, but just be with themselves really.
You know, sometimes the roster, you don't look for a roster. The roster just lands.
I mean, yeah, but
in your face, like it's like
kind of does, but
I know you would know.
Nah, I'm not a roster person. Like, could I have people to call up and sure, but like I'm not like intentionally trying to like, hey you know, like listen, like way past that. Listen, I don't have a roster because I'm just chilling. I like me. I love me.
Me too, but you know, sometimes a roster is fun. I don't have one at the moment, but at least because they all trickled away, like for no reason, absolutely no reason. They all just trickled away, but like I think it's because I wouldn't do anything with them, and I got upset. And like, cause me, like personally, I'll only do something with one person, and I'm stuck. Like I'm not going to be doing stuff with this person. So like me, I'm like, okay, like, you know, we can go on a date or whatever, but I'm not gonna like go home with you. I'm not gonna like stay the night. I'm only gonna stay the night with one person. And I think that's what pisses them off. Even though I'm not telling them that I'm only staying the night and one person out, I'm just like, no, I'm okay. And then they just trickle off. Men, they're so like, I get so upset. It's so weird. Like, cause if I ask a man like, can I come over, and they say no, I won't be like, okay. Like, it's not a big deal. It's not the end of the world. Like, my bed is very comfortable. I just want to see if your bed's comfortable as well. But if it's like, my bed's just as comfortable. I have a mattress pad. Like,
I feel that. So you have a roster, is what you're saying, basically.
I don't have a roster.
Good to know.
I don't have a roster.
You're probably on the roster if you're watching.
I don't have a roster.
if you're trying to get a roster, hit up.
I have no roster.
Yeah, that's what everybody with the roster says. But well, yeah, so we are at the part of the podcast where we ask you to recommend a creator in Huntsville. It could be a photographer, it could be a model, it could be a pianist, it could be someone with a business. Just somebody, the first person that came to your mind. Just recommend them and then tell us where we can find you Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the first person that came to mind is probably my friend Asia. She's an artist. I don't even know her ass. Let me look it up. I know her artist name is Charnay.
I think I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
Light skin, brown hair.
Y'all should go follow my friend Asia. She goes by Charnay. She's an artist. She got an album out right now. Her Instagram is ITSSHARNIE. Go follow her. Her music's really dope. And she be doing some live stuff sometimes. But like other than that, her music is amazing. Like it's like the healing stage of life music. You're going through it, but you're like, you're gonna get to the end of the river type stuff. She would love that I said that. Oh my gosh.
She said, brownie. So where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. My Instagram and my YouTube are the same. It's one Vic, but my TikTok, my new TikTok is Good Luck Tory with 3 eyes at the end.
Okay. So it's been a great episode so far. It's been a good time. We always think we're gonna have a short podcast.
Never happens.
Never happens.
Never.
It's already more than an hour. Always.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
I told them I talk a lot.
Always think it's gonna be short. Try to plan it. Never works out. One day you'll be 20 minutes long.
Never.
One day.
Stop deceiving them.
Well, you can find me at BCamC on Instagram.
And you can find me at Olashibumi Olagbo, first and last name.
All right.
Peace.
Bye.